Scene I. The end of the yew tree avenue under Mildred's window. A light seen through a central red pane. Enter Tresham through the trees. Again here. But I cannot lose myself. The heath, the orchard, I have traversed glades and dells and bosky paths which used to lead into green wildwood depths, bewildering my boy's adventurous step. And now they tend hither, or soon or late, the blackest shade breaks up, the thronged trunks of the trees ope wide, and the dim turret I have fled from fronts again my step. The very river put its arm about me and conducted me to this detested spot. Why then, I'll shun there will no longer, do your will with me. Oh, bitter! To have reared a towering scheme of happiness, and to behold it razed, where nothing, all men hope, and see their hopes frustrate, and grieve awhile, and hope anew. But to hope that from a line like ours no horrid prodigy like this would spring, were just as though I hoped that from these old confederates against the sovereign day, children of older and yet older sires, whose living coral berries dropped, as now on me, on many a barren surcoat once, on many a beauty's wimple, would proceed no poison tree, to thrust, from hell its root, hither and thither its strange snaky arms. Why came I here? What must I do? A bell strikes. A bell? Midnight. And 'tis at midnight. Ah, I catch woods, river, plains, I catch your meaning now, and I obey you. Hist! This tree will serve. He retires behind one of the trees. After a pause, enter Martown cloaked as before. Martown. Not time. Beat out thy last voluptuous beat of hope and fear, my heart. I thought the clock I the chapel struck as I was pushing through the ferns. And so I shall no more see rise my love star. Oh, no matter for the past. So much the more delicious task to watch Mildred revive, to pluck out, thorn by thorn, all traces of the rough forbidden path my rash love lured her to. Each day must see some fear of hers effaced, some hope renewed, then there will be surprises, unforeseen delights in store. I'll not regret the past. The light is placed above in the purple pane. And see, my signal rises, Mildred's star. I never saw it lovelier than now it rises for the last time. If it sets, 'tis that the reassuring sun may dawn. As he prepares to ascend the last tree of the avenue, Tresham arrests his arm. Unhand me, peasant, by your grasp. Here's gold. 'Twas a mad freak of mine. I said I'd pluck a branch from the white-blossomed shrub beneath the casement there. Take this, and hold your peace. Tresham. Into the moonlight yonder, come with me. Out of the shadow. Martown. I am armed, fool. Tresham. Yes, or no? You'll come into the light, or no? My hand is on your throat, refuse. Martown. That voice. Where have I heard? No, that was mild and slow. I'll come with you. They advance. Tresham. You're armed, that's well. Declare your name, who are you? Martown. Tresham, she is lost. Tresham. Oh, silent? Do you know, you bear yourself exactly as, in curious dreams I've had how felons, this wild earth is full of, look when they're detected, still your kind has looked. The bravo holds an assured countenance, the thief is voluble and plausible, but silently the slave of lust has crouched when I have fancied it before a man. Your name? Martown. I do conjure Lord Tresham I, kissing his foot, if so I might prevail, that he for his own sake forbear to ask my name. As heavens above, his future weal or woe depends upon my silence. Vain. I read your white inexorable face. Know me, Lord Tresham. He throws off his disguises. Tresham. Martown. After a pause. Draw now. Martown. Hear me but speak first. Tresham. Not one least word on your life. Be sure that I will strangle in your throat the least word that informs me how you live and yet seem what you seem. No doubt 'twas you taught Mildred still to keep that face and sin. We should join hands in frantic sympathy if you once taught me the unteachable, explained how you can live so and so lie. With God's help I retain, despite my sense, the old belief a life like yours is still impossible. Now draw. Martown. Not for my sake, do I entreat a hearing, for your sake, and most, for her sake. Tresham. Ha, ha, what should I know of your ways? A miscreant like yourself, how must one rouse his ire? A blow, that's pride no doubt, to him. One spurns him, does one not? Or sets the foot upon his mouth, or spits into his face. Come. Which, or all of these? Martown. Twixt him and me and Mildred, heaven be judge. Can I avoid this? Have your will, my lord. He draws and, after a few passes, falls. Tresham. You are not hurt? Martown. You'll hear me now. Tresham. But rise. Martown. Ah, Tresham, say I not you'll hear me now. And what procures a man the right to speak in his defence before his fellow man, but, I suppose, the thought that presently he may have leave to speak before his God his whole defence? Tresham. Not hurt? It cannot be. You made no effort to resist me. Where did my sword reach you? Why not have returned my thrusts? Hurt where? Martown. My lord. Tresham. How young he is. Martown. Lord Tresham, I am very young, and yet I have entangled other lives with mine. Do let me speak, and do believe my speech. That when I die before you presently. Tresham. Can you stay here till I return with help? Martown. Oh, stay by me. When I was less than boy I did you grievous wrong and knew it not, upon my honor, knew it not. Once known, I could not find what seemed a better way to right you than I took. My life, you feel how less than nothing were the giving you the life you've taken. But I thought my way the better, only for your sake and hers, and as you have decided otherwise, would I had an infinity of lives to offer you. Now say, instruct me, think. Can you, from the brief minutes I have left, eke out my reparation? Oh, think, think. For I must wring a partial, dare I say, forgiveness from you, ere I die? Tresham. I do forgive you. Martown. Wait and ponder that great word. Because, if you forgive me, I shall hope to speak to you of Mildred. Tresham. Martown, haste and anger have undone us. 'Tis not you should tell me for a novelty you're young, thoughtless, unable to recall the past. Be but your pardon ample as my own. Martown. Ah, Tresham, that a sword stroke and a drop of blood or two should bring all this about. Why, 'twas my very fear of you, my love of you, what passion like a boy's for one like you. That ruined me. I dreamed of you, all accomplished, courted everywhere, the scholar and the gentleman. I burned to knit myself to you, but I was young, and your surpassing reputation kept me so far aloof. Oh, wherefore all that love? With less of love, my glorious yesterday of praise in gentlest words and kindest looks, had taken place perchance 6 months ago. Even now, how happy we had been! And yet I know the thought of this escaped you, Tresham. Let me look up into your face, I feel 'tis changed above me, yet my eyes are glazed. Where? Where? As he endeavors to raise himself, his eye catches the lamp. Ah, Mildred! What will Mildred do? Tresham, her life is bound up in the life that's bleeding fast away. I'll live, must live, there, if you'll only turn me I shall live and save her. Tresham, oh, had you but heard! Had you but heard! What right was yours to set the thoughtless foot upon her life and mine, and then say, as we perish, had I thought, all had gone otherwise? We've sinned and die, never you sin, Lord Tresham. For you'll die, and God will judge you. Tresham. Yes, be satisfied. That process is begun. Martown. And she sits there waiting for me. Now, say you this to her, you, not another, say, I saw him die as he breathed this, I love her, you don't know what those 3 small words mean. Say, loving her lowers me down the bloody slope to death with memories. I speak to her, not you, who had no pity, will have no remorse, perchance intend her. Die along with me, dear Mildred. 'Tis so easy, and you'll 'scape so much unkindness. Can I lie at rest, with rude speech spoken to you, ruder deeds done to you? Heartless men shall have my heart, and I tied down with grave clothes and the worm, aware, perhaps, of every blow, O God, upon those lips, yet of no power to tear the felon stripe by stripe. Die, Mildred. Leave their honorable world to them. For God we're good enough, though the world casts us out. A whistle is heard. Tresham. Ho, Gerard. Enter Gerard, Austin, and Gwendolen, with lights no one speak. You see what's done. I cannot bear another voice. Martown. There's light all about me, and I move to it. Tresham, did I not tell you, did you not just promise to deliver words of mine to Mildred? Tresham. I will bear those words to her. Martown. Now. Tresham. Now. Lift you the body, and leave me the head. As they have half raised Martown, he turns suddenly. Martown. I knew they turn me not from her. There. Stay you. There. Dies. Gwendolen, after a pause. Austin, remain you here with Thorold until Gerard comes with help, then lead him to his chamber. I must go to Mildred. Tresham. Gwendolen, I hear each word you utter. Did you hear him bid me give his message? Did you hear my promise? I, and only I, see Mildred. Gwendolen. She will die. Tresham. Oh no, she will not die. I dare not hope she'll die. What ground have you to think she'll die? Why, Austin's with you. Austin. Had we but arrived before you fought. Tresham. There was no fight at all. He let me slaughter him, the boy. I'll trust the body there to you and Gerard thus. Now bear him on before me. Austin. Whither bear him? Tresham. Oh, to my chamber. When we meet there next, we shall be friends. They bear out the body of Martown. Will she die, Gwendolen? Gwendolen. Where are you taking me? Tresham. He fell just here. Now answer me. Shall you in your whole life, you who have not to do with Martown's fate, now you have seen his breast upon the turf, shall you e'er walk this way if you can help? When you and Austin wander arm in arm through our ancestral grounds, will not a shade be ever on the meadow and the waste, another kind of shade than when the night shuts the woodside with all its whispers up? But will you ever so forget his breast as carelessly to cross this bloody turf under the Black Yew Avenue? That's well. You turn your head, and I then? Gwendolen. What is done is done. my care is for the living. Thorold, bear up against this burden, more remains to set the neck to. Tresham. Dear and ancient trees my fathers planted, and I loved so well. What have I done that, like some fabled crime of yore, lets loose a fury leading thus her miserable dance amidst you all? Oh, never more for me shall winds intone with all your tops a vast antiphony, demanding and responding in God's praise. Hers ye are now, not mine. Farewell, farewell. Scene 2. Mildred's chamber. Mildred alone. He comes not. I have heard of those who seemed resourceless in prosperity. You thought sorrow might slay them when she listed, yet did they so gather up their diffused strength at her first menace, that they bade her strike, and stood and laughed her subtlest skill to scorn. Oh, 'tis not so with me. The first woe fell, and the rest fall upon it, not on me, else should I bear that Henry comes not, fails just this first night out of so many nights? Loving is done with. Were he sitting now, as so few hours since, on that seat, we'd love no more, contrive no thousand happy ways to hide love from the loveless, any more. I think I might have urged some little point in my defense, to Thorold. He was breathless for the least hint of a defense, but no, the first shame over, all that would might fall. No, Henry. Yet I merely sit and think the morn's deed o'er and o'er. I must have crept out of myself. A Mildred that has lost her lover, oh, I dare not look upon such woe. I crouch away from it. 'Tis she, Mildred, will break her heart, not I. The world forsakes me, only Henry's left me, left? When I have lost him, for he does not come, and I sit stupidly. O heaven, break up this worse than anguish, this mad apathy, by any means or any messenger. Tresham, without. Mildred. Mildred. Come in. Heaven hears me. Enter Tresham. You? Alone? Oh, no more cursing. Tresham. Mildred, I must sit. There you sit. Mildred. Say it, Thorold, do not look the curse. Deliver all you come to say. What must become of me? Oh, speak that thought which makes your brow and cheeks so pale. Tresham. My thought? Mildred. All of it. Tresham. How we waited years ago, after those water lilies, till the plash, I know not how, surprised us, and you dared neither advance nor turn back, so, we stood laughing and crying until Gerard came, once safe upon the turf, the loudest too, for once more reaching the relinquished prize. How idle thoughts are, some men's, dying men's. Mildred. Mildred. You call me kindlier by my name than even yesterday, what is in that? Tresham. It weighs so much upon my mind that I this morning took an office not my own. I might, of course, I must be glad or grieved, content or not, at every little thing that touches you. I may with a wrung heart even reprove you, Mildred, I did more, will you forgive me? Mildred. Thorold? Do you mock? Oh no. And yet you bid me, say that word. Tresham. Forgive me, Mildred, are you silent, sweet? Mildred, starting up. Why does not Henry Mertown come tonight? Are you, too, silent? Dashing his mantle aside, and pointing to his scabbard, which is empty. Ah, this speaks for you. You've murdered Henry Mertown. Now proceed. What is it I must pardon? This and all? Well, I do pardon you, I think I do. Thorold, how very wretched you must be. Tresham. He bade me tell you. Mildred. What I do forbid your utterance of. So much that you may tell and will not how you murdered him, but, no. You'll tell me that he loved me, never more than bleeding out his life there. Must I say indeed to that? Enough. I pardon you. Tresham. You cannot, Mildred. For the harsh words, yes, of this last deed another's judge, whose due my weight in doubt, despondency, and fear. Mildred. Oh, true. There's naught for me to pardon. True. You loose my soul of all its cares at once. Death makes me sure of him forever. You tell me his last words? He shall tell me them, and take my answer, not in words, but reading himself the heart I had to read him late, which death. Tresham. Death? You are dying too? Well said of Gwendolen. I dared not hope you'd die, but she was sure of it. Mildred. Tell Gwendolen I loved her, and tell Austin. Tresham. Him you loved, and me? Mildred. Ah, Thorold. Was not rashly done to quench that blood, on fire with youth and hope and love of me, whom you loved too, and yet suffered to sit here waiting his approach while you were slaying him? Oh, doubtlessly you let him speak his poor confused boy's speech, do his poor utmost to disarm your wrath and respite me, you let him try to give the story of our love and ignorance, and the brief madness and the long despair, you let him plead all this, because your code of honor bids you here before you strike, but at the end, as he looked up for life into your eyes, you struck him down. Tresham. No. No. Had I but heard him, had I let him speak half the truth, less, had I looked long on him I had desisted. Why, as he lay there, the moon on his flushed cheek, I gathered all the story ere he told it, I saw through the troubled surface of his crime and yours a depth of purity immovable, had I but glanced, where all seemed turbidest had gleamed some inlet to the calm beneath, I would not glance, my punishment's at hand. There, Mildred, is the truth. And you, say on, you curse me? Mildred. As I dare approach that heaven which has not bade a living thing despair, which needs no code to keep its grace from stain, but bids the vilest worm that turns on it desist and be forgiven, and forgive not, but bless you, Thorold, from my soul of souls. Falls on his neck. There. Do not think too much upon the past. The cloud that's broke was all the same a cloud while it stood up between my friend and you heard him neath its shadow, but is that so past retrieve? I have his heart, you know, I may dispose of it, I give it you. It loves you as mine loves. Confirm me, Henry. Dies. Tresham. I wish thee joy, beloved. I am glad in thy full gladness. Gwendolen, without. Mildred. Tresham. Entering with Austin. Thorold, I could desist no longer. Ah, she swoons. That's well. Tresham. Oh, better far than that. Gwendolen. She's dead. Let me unlock her arms. Tresham. She threw them thus about my neck, and blessed me, and then died. You'll let them stay now, Gwendolen. Austin. Leave her and look to him. What ails you, Thorold? Gwendolen. White as she, and whiter. Austin. Quick, this side. Austin. A froth is oozing through his clenched teeth, both lips, where they're not bitten through, are black. Speak, dearest Thorold. Tresham. Something does weigh down my neck beside her weight, thanks, I should fall but for you, Austin, I believe, there, 'twill pass away soon, I had forgotten, I am dying. Gwendolen. Thorold, why was this? Tresham. I said, just as I drank the poison off, the earth would be no longer earth to me, the life out of all life was gone from me. There are blind ways provided, the foredone heart-weary player in this pageant world drops out by, letting the main mask defiled by the conspicuous portal. I am through, just through. Gendolen. Don't leave him, Austin. Death is close. Tresham. Already Mildred's face is peaceful. I see you, Austin, feel you, here's my hand, put yours in it, you, Gendolen, yours too. Your lord and lady now, your Tresham's, name and fame are yours, you hold our scutcheon up. Austin, no blot on it. You see how blood must wash one blot away, the first blot came and the first blood came. To the vain world's I all's gules again, no care to the vain world, from whence the red was drawn. Austin. No blot shall come. Tresham. I said that, yet it did come. Should it come, vengeance is God's, not man's. Remember me. Dies. Gendolen, letting fall the pulseless arm. Ah, Thorold, we can but remember you. The end.